I've been a public servant for a long time. I served in the United States Air Force for 10 years on active duty. And then when I got out of the Air Force, I just got involved heavily into political work. The things that our neighborhoods, our families, our communities think are right and good about the things we should be doing in City Hall don't match the actual work of City Hall. And that gap of trust, right, over the course of time has just really separated and grown. And I just felt that gap being so wide that I said, you know what? I don't think I can do another 2 years and stand idly by anymore when I feel my city's lost its way. We talk about our families and the issues and things that matter to them. We talk about our faith now and how we bring that back into the root of our community. And we talk about simple stuff, potholes, streets and sidewalks, lower property taxes. And you'd be surprised how that resonated over the course of 3 months. Well, I make no bones about who I am as a human being. And the beauty I love about faith, and I came to faith later in life. My father is a Lutheran pastor, gave up his career with HEB, spent every penny he had to become an ordained Lutheran minister. And I saw him give himself over to the Lord, and my mother and him have been doing that, walking that talk for years now. But I was always kind of just a little hesitant to it. When I got bigger into the faith, my wife and I got married in the church. Very important distinction. We'd been, previous to that, we were married by justice of the peace in our separate marriages, in our different marriages before each other. We got married in the church. Like, we went full in on the commitment to make sure that covenant of marriage was at the base of what we were trying to do. So, look, I think campaigns are tough and brutal, but I think the goal of what we're trying to accomplish is much bigger than that. Well, I want to say something for people who may see this, especially those who are in church, right? Or may see this through a faith connection. It's never been more important to defend your faith.
Exactly right.
I didn't know that until I came on the city council. I didn't recognize that, and I would often try to compromise, and I learned over time that you can compromise, but you can't compromise what's core to the value of who you are. So I've learned more than anything, it's time to defend your faith in a loving and kind way. And the beauty of faith is we accept everybody, all people of color, all people of financial means, the LGBT community, you name it, we go right down the line. It is a loving environment that I now have to defend, and I'll never let that go again. So when I think about our city and what I'll do as mayor, really it's going to become a unity game more than anything.
Yes.
So I think the first thing we have to do is really bring community back together. And so the policies I'm talking about aren't fancy billion-dollar policies.
Right.
So I'm focused on property tax relief.
Amen.
Keep people in their homes, right? Especially grandmothers and seniors and grandparents. Lower property taxes, citywide homestead exemptions. Crime is an issue. Prostitution on street corners, drugs, and it's always in the same neighborhoods.
Yeah.
We have to break that cycle through it. Faith community is a part of that as well, right? And then I think about jobs and wages and those types of opportunities. People want to work. There's dignity in work. We just don't have the right job opportunities. You shouldn't have to work 3 jobs to make ends meet. More police officers, more firefighters, property tax relief. And then you add now that we have to have religious freedom in that because of a Chick-fil-A vote. You can't use discrimination to discriminate against other groups. You can't use discrimination to fix discrimination. Right now, the small issues that we're fighting over divide us. And the mayor should recognize that. And that's what I plan to do. We got to bring the city back together. And I think the core of that means everybody at the table. And I'm anxious to get the faith community back into that conversation.